I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at beautyprofessor.net. Jethro and I wanted to say Happy May, and this day also marks, of course, the necessitation of a April beauty, skincare, and hair care favorites video. So I'm excited to share my latest favorite products with you, and it does cover the spectrum of categories. So I'm going to get right into it before I lose any more afternoon light. Jethro says goodbye. Right off the top, my top is from Topshop, and I feel like it's a great way to usher in the warmer months. And my makeup is a combination of all of the products I'll be discussing, so I'll try to indicate what is being worn as I introduced in the video. A quick piece of jewelry that I'm loving and wanted to mention is this cuffling by Marla Erin. This is sterling silver. I leave it on permanently, but you can always slip it off. It's super comfortable, especially in the position where it's worn. I don't have piercers, so I'm all about the ear cuff. This one definitely is a fantastic addition to my routine. I'm going to start this video by talking about two products that don't fit into the normal beauty, skincare, hair care categories. And the first is my new phone case from Gigi, New York. I received this last week when I was in Dallas for meetings and a conference, and I got it initialed with BP for Beauty Professor. It's in this amazing green, and I feel like this leather is relatively impervious to staining and smudges, even though it's leather. I love that because I always have makeup on my fingertips. What's great about this is it has space for cards. It has another little envelope so you could put money or receipts or more cards. The phone case itself is detachable, so you've got two pieces going on and this really interesting kind of connection mechanism. It's my new favorite way to deal with my phone on a regular basis, and just a genius invention, so I wanted to make a mention of that. It has a magnetic closure. Really well executed and well done. And then for fashion for this video, I wanted to talk quickly about these Paul Green Bellini shoes. I bought these right before I went out of town last week, and I've been wearing them non-stop since then. They are so comfortable. They have a great kind of 3-inch heel, but Paul Green shoes, while they are an investment, and I picked mine up at Nordstrom, they are an investment piece, but they last. They're so well made, and additionally, they are so comfortable. So I've been wearing them not only for business engagements, but also just for work when I'm on my feet teaching all day. And this is Bellini, and this is the tan shade, which is beautiful. I have a few black pairs of shoes in this style, but this is my first tan pair. Onward to skincare and things of that general nature. First, I wanted to discuss the Foreo Isa toothbrush, and this is a silicone brush head. It's got the very same bristles that you would get with a Foreo device for cleaning your face, which I have and love. And this is the quietest electric toothbrush around. Can you hear that? Here's what makes this one different from a traditional electric toothbrush. This brush head only needs to be changed out once a year, whereas the traditional ones need to be changed out every 2 to 3 months. Also, it lasts on a single charge for an entire year, 365 days. It has a USB charger, but I haven't had any need to charge it in the last month and a half that I've had this. And I love the fact that you don't need to worry about charging it frequently, because when I'm traveling, I don't want to have to bring an extra charger with me. For cleanser, I've been using a lot of the Bioderma Sensibio H2O, and this is something I was able to pick up at the Makeup Show LA a month and a half ago or so, and I would deem it very similar to the Coconut Spa Water, which I have used unequivocally for years. It has a similar function and feel, and Bioderma is exclusively available at Beautylish, in America anyway. Beautylish is the American distributor, and this is a beautiful cleansing water. I used it on a cotton pad just like I would the Coconut. I do think it definitely is at a more affordable price point, and I haven't been able to juxtapose the two long enough to be able to note any specific or significant differences, but this is definitely serving the purpose of cleaning my face in the morning with the cotton pad. So I totally understand why this is a cult favorite and it has such a following. While we're still in the skincare realm, I have been experimenting with the La Prairie Anti-Aging Rapid Response Booster, and this is the latest skincare release from the La Prairie line. This serum is designed to do all of the anti-aging things you would hope for, reducing lines and discoloration and tightening the skin and lifting the skin, but it also is designed to work with your existing skincare. So if you have a routine and you want to just boost that routine, you can use this first day and night, and that's what I've been doing. So I'm noticing great results with this serum. It is an investment product, but a worthy one, and I can't wait to continue to calibrate the results as I continue to use it in the next few weeks. So on the topic of skincare, the skincare regimen I have been using for this last month is that of Mila Morsi. I talked about her body care in a blog post, which I'll link to below, and I've now been using her facial skincare as well. Specifically the pH balancing toner, which smells amazing. So I just put a pump in my hand and then press it into my face and get instant refinement and balance. It does banish any unwanted oil. And then the dual action serum, which can be used day and night to do all the general anti-aging things you hope a serum to do. So I am really impressed with this line. It is exclusively available at Barney's, and I look forward to continuing to work with her products. They are highly rated. She, as a facial expert, is completely respected in the entertainment industry. She's very in demand, and I'm actually looking forward to meeting her in person sometime, hopefully next month. So more on this line soon, but I did want to mention I've been making quite a dent in these initial Mila Morsi products. For hair care, my gosh, I have a massive rotation of shampoos and conditioners. But the month of April marked my introduction to the Leonore Grill line, which is a French all-natural hair care line. And I've been using a lot of the Late Luminescence Biphase, which is a after washing, you can use it when your hair is wet, post-shower, to detangle. It's a spray, and it does have 2 layers. I've already shaken or agitated the bottle so you can't see that, but there's a clear layer and a milky layer, and then you shake it and it turns all homogeneous, like milky. But it's got such an amazing effect in my hair. I use it sometimes when I don't condition, and I get out of the shower and I just spray this all over, and I get detangled, and my hair does tangle easily. So detangling, it leaves it silky and smooth. All I did was run a brush through it, and I haven't really done anything else to it since I washed it last night. Very impressed with this line. I have some other products from the line I can't wait to try, and I'll speak about those after I have had a distinct experience. On to base products, and I do have a few. It's definitely my weakness as a beauty connoisseur, so I'll be talking about a few different types. First is foundation, and I am wearing currently and want to discuss the combination I've been embracing as of late, and certainly throughout the whole month of April. It's a combo of the Skinny Tint foundation from the Korean line Must Have, which I was introduced to at the Makeup Show LA a couple months ago, and this is in bright beige, and then I combine it with my Napoleon Purtis foundation stick in look 3, which is a olivey, slightly yellow NC27. It's just put this on my face in the morning in stripes, and this foundation stick is just amazing. I don't know why it took me so long to try it, but it's my favorite stick to date that I've been using. And so once I put that on my face, I then put 1 pump of the bright beige, which is probably about an NC20 on my hand, and then I use a beauty blender and I concentrate the lighter portion on the center of my face and blend out with the Napoleon, which is darker, and it just gets a seamless finish that is perfect, spot on for NC25. The combination of the 2 products melts so perfectly. It stays in place, no creasing, very little need for touch up, and no budging. It just sets. So for long days, as I normally have, this has been a power combo for me. Who would have thought? I just tried it one day, and I'll try to do a tutorial with how I like to apply these 2 very soon. April marked cheek products aplenty, and one of those cheek products is the Hourglass bronzer. It's the ambient lighting bronzer in luminous bronze. I have been using this bronzer nonstop since getting it, and I'm just really impressed. I'll link to my full review, but I will just say it looks so good on the skin. I use a fluffy brush, specifically this Chukuhodo number 4. It's the GSN 4, which these are new brushes for me, but I love this combination together. It just picks up perfect amount of product, and then I sweep it along my cheekbones, my jawline, a little bit here and down the nose for subtle warmth and contour. This bronzer is just my favorite these days. So can't say enough good things about this, and I wanted to make sure it was mentioned along with the Chikuhodo brush. Another way of creating warmth in my routine is with the By Terry Cellular Rose Blush Glacé. This is the all over edition, which was new for spring, and it is a warm rose gold, if you will. It looks like this. I have a review to it, which I will link to. It obviously has a round of swatches, but this is just something I can use and buff in either with a beauty blender or a brush along the hollows of my face. You can add a bit more if you want that highlight effect, because there is a slight bit of luminosity, but the color is enough that it adds dimension to the face, but not so much that it can be overdone. It's so unique. I have nothing like this in my collection, and if you can still get your hands on it, I recommend that you do so. For blush, I have been using, since getting it, the Tom Ford Cream Blush. This is from the Summer 15 collection, and this is just lovely. It's got enough pigmentation to impart color on the face, and I just use it across the apples of my cheeks, but it's not so much as to look too flushed. It also has some luminosity, but it's very subtle. I plan on doing a close-up on this in my vlog very soon, and in the meanwhile, I just couldn't help but mention it. And finally, for a highlighter, this is something I picked up at the Sephora sale, the VIB sale, on a whim. So it's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. I've heard people discuss this online for years, and it does seem to have quite a cult following. I just thought, nah, why don't I give it a try? It was a sale, and wow, I am shocked by how much I love this. It's got a very ethereal, kind of soft champagne glow, and I love the way it looks on my face. I use it as a transitional blending color with a darker shadow. I use it across my cheekbones. I use it down the bridge of my nose. And I think what's most significant, besides just the beautiful candlelit result, is that it has immense lasting power. When I'm applying the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal, I do love using my Jenny Patikin Kitten Paw brush. It's got such an interesting flat taper, and it's perfect for adding a highlight to the face. It's super soft, and I like using even the pointed edge to create that highlight down the nose. It doesn't get all over the place. It's very precise. So this brush is perennially in my makeup bag. For concealer, I have quite a rotation, but for April, I've used a lot of the Omorovicza Mineral Touch. I have swatches of both the ivory and the beige shade. This is the ivory shade, which is lighter, but I have both on my blog, and I'll link to them. The Omorovicza just can't do any wrong as far as I'm concerned as a skincare company. And this is their latest kind of debut. It's a creamy stick. It imparts a lot of coverage. You can use it as a concealer. You could blend it with lotion and use it as a base. It's just got a lot of versatility, no scent, great ingredients, and strong performance. I love how flawless it can make my skin. I concentrate on darker areas or blemishes with this and just get a flawless finish every single time. So the Omorovicza Mineral Touch, this is a line that I hope gets even more exposure because it's just beautiful. Finally, for powder, the Gucci Luxe Finishing Powder. I'm so happy I finally got a chance to try this. This is in the shade 040, which could seem a little dark, but it's not at all. It's a beautiful yellow toned light beige, and I wear it daily. I think that the compact is stunning, yes, and then it has the tray, which has a substantial amount of powder. Underneath in a separate compartment is a fan brush, which performs beautifully. The bristles don't fall out, it's soft, it leaves a nice even coat of powder, and I use this powder to set and to touch up throughout the day, and I don't get a powdery finish. It's just lovely. And while, alas, the embossed double G Gucci has disappeared somewhat, I think that's just a positive sign of how much I love this powder. I've been using it regularly. It's got a great mirror, just a lovely, well-executed powder from the Gucci line. Only 3 products for eyes today, and 2 of which I'm wearing in this video. The Burberry eyeshadow. It's the Wet n Dry Glow eyeshadow. I've covered quite a few of these shades on my blog, and I'll link to the swatches to those below, but this one I picked up when I was out of town last week, and I've been using it heavily. It's a glow version, which means it's got a lot of reflective pigment, but it's not glittery and it's not shimmery. It's just reflective, and it makes the eyes look luminous and almost wet even if you apply it dry, but there's no fallout. It stays in place, no creasing. This is after a full day of work, and I'm wearing it in the shade Nude, which is a beautiful neutral light to light medium taupe. So I think it would look lovely on a spectrum of eye colors, and it's just so easy. One, wash of color and then a little bit more under the lower lash line, and my eyes done. I use a little bit of Becca to transition to the brows, the highlighter, but otherwise, it's just, I can get an eye done in like 10 seconds, as I did this morning, perhaps on my commute to work. Another eye product that has a lot of versatility is the Vintage Brighten and Define, and this is the Vintage line by Jessica Lips. It has two powders, a very white sheer powder, and then a dark, very pigmented onyx or caviar shade, as it's called. And I like to use the white powder to just prime my eyes, and then when I want a dramatic but easily executed line across my upper lash line, I use a very thin pinpoint brush by Jenny Patikin, and I dip it into the caviar and run it across my lash line. It stays in place all day. I rarely use powder liners, but this is the one I use when I use one, and I've used it quite a few times in the month of April in a hurry. It gives you a done eye that looks bright and defined, as the name would imply, in just a few seconds. So this is a great line. I recommend checking the Vintage line out if you haven't. And then for mascara, I've been just using a lot of the Chanel Le Volume in Prune. I've talked about it many times. It's not a new product for me, but it's one I've repeatedly grabbed in April. So Prune is a deep, deep, rich burgundy shade, and it almost looks black on the lashes, but it has just enough undertone color to be interesting. For lips, I only have 6 products, and that is always just a trepidatious decision for me because I definitely carry more than 6 at any given point. 6 products I've been using a lot in April are as follows. The YSL Le Plump Glossy Stain. It is probably my favorite glossy stain to date. It's clear, it has a tiny, tiny bit of pink undertone, but nothing that imparts color really. And this gives great hydration, a little bit of plumping action, nothing overt, but my lips do feel fuller and juicier, and it can be worn alone for a really pretty, very lasting finish that's slightly shiny, or as a great base for lip color to come. For lip liner, I've been using so much of the Marc Jacobs Pout Liner in Honey Bun. I actually have a second on backup, but I'm going to need to use it soon. I like that this liner is retractable, so I don't ever have to worry about carrying a sharpener with me. Also, it's the most perfect peachy pink that doesn't turn dark. I don't have another liner that is this color, and it looks great with all my pinks and nudes. So I am thrilled with this, and I've used it nearly every day in April. That has been a favorite for quite a while, but I've used a lot in this warmer month of April, has been the Surratt Lip Sleek in Fissois, which is the most unique corally peach pink with some shimmer, pearl, so many adjectives. But it looks amazing on the lips every time. I'm always happy to keep this in my purse, and I've just grabbed for it constantly in the month when I've been in a rush. It's just the perfect kind of 1960s pink that's not too white. So, and it's shiny and it's hydrating. Such a beautiful product from Surratt Beauty. And the Lipstick Queen Cupid's Bow in Golden Arrow. This is a brand new release, but I had the chance to try it early. It's got a deeper tone than Fissois. It's kind of a rosy nude, and it does add kind of just a mature, sophisticated, work-appropriate nude to the lips. This formula is unlike anything I've tried from Lipstick Queen. It's hydrating, but not overly so as to slide off the lips. It stays in place, it's long-lasting, but very comfortable. And I really only need to reapply like one time in the day. So I'm so impressed by what Poppy did with this formula, and I have all the shades. I'll be covering them on my blog soon. For a pop of purpley color, and I am wearing this shade right now in conjunction with the Cupid's Bow Golden Arrow, is the Sensai Usu Sakura shade. I've talked about this over the last few years. I'm just mentioning it briefly because I can't track it down anymore. I bought some backups, but for the sake of full disclosure, I've used it a lot in April, so I'm so sorry to show you something that might not be readily available, but you might be able to track it down on eBay. This is a beautiful, cool violet pink on its own, just dabbed on the lips. It just lasts forever and looks so unique, and if you put a lot on, you get quite an electric feel, but I like using it to pinken up my lips, and you can tone it down with something deeper if you want. And then finally, the La Prairie Cellular Lip Gloss in Marabou, which is like the best name ever for a peachy pink lip gloss. It's very shiny, it's nude pink, and I'm wearing it over the other two colors I said. I love the kind of tone it imparts on the lips. Very hydrating, not too sticky, just a lovely installment from La Prairie. And so concludes my April favorites. I would love to hear your experiences with any of the products I've discussed, and I certainly welcome your questions and your comments. I have so many good things that I'm working on and working with in this new month of May, and I can't wait to share them with you both on my vlog and in my YouTube videos. Thank you for being so supportive as an audience and as friends. It's always heartwarming to read your comments, and so I look forward to reading them with this video as well. As always, don't forget to visit me at my beauty blog. Beauty Professor, which can be found at beautyprofessor.net. Take care.